Hi everyone, my name is Ella and I have been scared my entire life. This is a deeply personal video and this is a video that's somewhat difficult for me to film. I have felt ashamed of these things for so long. I've carried these emotions and these feelings with me for so long because I felt crazy for having them in the first place. I felt like I'm the only person in the world who feels like this. So I didn't speak about them for a very long time. And then a tipping point in my life came where my life pretty much was falling apart. And I finally, I was like, this is enough. I need to get into therapy and I need to speak to someone about what the fuck is happening in here. Turns out I was feeling very normal, natural human feelings. Then, I just sat with myself and I thought that, like, wow. I was scared my entire life. And for what? Being human? I had a fucked up childhood. I'm gonna say it straight up. My childhood wasn't healthy. It wasn't an ideal childhood. I didn't feel safe when I was a child. There was a lot of conflict, just a lot of emotionally turbulent people who had a lot of feelings and didn't know what to do with them. I was subject to a lot of anger growing up. I was subject to a lot of violence growing up. I was subject to just a lot of distress. More than a child at that young age has the capacity to understand. The place where I think it really went wrong is a lot of the anger that I was subject to wasn't my fault. It was misplaced anger. It didn't make sense to me when it happened. And the thing is, when you study psychology, you're going to realize that children, they epitomize adults. To children, they're God, they're right, they know everything, they take care of you, they just know everything. They can drive a car, they can make food, like they know everything, they're perfect in kids' eyes. And so when your God is angry at you, it's really hard to say, God made a mistake. And so when a primary caregiver is angry, violent, or hostile toward a child, it is easier for a child to blame themselves and think, I probably did something wrong. When in reality, someone is having a bad day and they have nowhere to take it out except for a child. You don't have the capacity to put two and two together at that age. You are two. One thing that I saw though was that a lot of people that are angry at me are not angry at me when I'm being good. When I'm being exactly as they want me to be, they're less angry. When I'm doing exactly what they ask me to do, they're less angry. Listening, obeying, and following rules became my primary source of safety, and it gave birth to my lifelong conquest to safety. When you feel like every bad thing that happens to you is your fault, you're scared all the time because I have to be with myself all the time, and something about me just makes everyone angry. For the longest time, I would walk into a room and people are looking at me. I feel like they're feeling some sort of negative emotion for me. I just constantly blame myself for everything. That's been my life forever. I remember being in school and being just so diligent, hyper vigilant even to rules. It would stress me out when other children wouldn't obey the teachers, because that scares me. Like, why are you doing that? Like, that's gonna get someone angry. Like, why would you do that? I remember like sitting in class and my stomach just dropping and my hands would my hands would start shaking if a teacher is yelling at another student. Because back home, if someone is being angry or yelling, that means my turn is coming next. It's so scary to me when there is anger anywhere in the room, because I just assume it's my fault. Then I assume it's gonna eventually come on to me. It's so scary to me when we're driving and there's road rage, someone is angry at someone. For some reason I feel like they're gonna come on to me eventually. That's just how my life has been, and that's a very normal response to the kind of trauma that I was exposed to. It's affected everything I do. Every choice I make had this subconscious intention of feeling safe. Even the things that I like, even the hobbies that I have. In school, I enjoyed things like art. I enjoyed things like speeches, debates, acting on stage. I liked things where I'd know what was going to happen. There wasn't any unpredictability, with a script. Like, I get on a stage, I know when to laugh, I know when to cry, I know what the other person is going to do, so no one is a threat whatsoever. Sports are a threat. Sports are unpredictable. Someone could get angry at you. The ball could hit you at any time. There's danger in unpredictability. But if you avoid uncertainty, you're going to be stagnant. You're never going to grow as a person. And I didn't really grow as a person my entire life. When I say this, people are shocked because like, what? You were always doing so many things. You were at the competitions, you were doing the speeches, you were so nice to everyone, you always listen to everyone, you've been a good kid your whole life. How is this a problem? And the thing is, I've been a good kid at the cost of my curiosity. I didn't listen to everyone because I necessarily agreed to what they were saying. I knew better than to not listen to people because I know how badly that can end up. All the great things that I've done, all the accomplishments I've made with this silent fear in my mind. I've done out of a sense of threat. I didn't enjoy a lot of the things that I was good at because the thought of what if I'm not good enough was always in my mind. I was always scared. And the only time that I'm not scared is when I'm either alone or I'm in extremely controlled and predictable environments. And this has made me make such horrible choices. I naturally gravitate towards people who are controlling and manipulative. I naturally have made a lot of friends who only wanted to use me. I've been gravitated to men romantically who want to control my life. I feel safer in relationships where somebody wants to control me, control what I wear, who I talk to, because to me that feels safe. By letting someone control my life, I'm avoiding the possibility of them being angry at me. But here's the fact. I'm a 19-year-old grown-ass woman. No one is gonna be angry at me, and if someone is angry at me, I can be angry the fuck back. If someone tries to hit me, I can hit them the fuck back. I am not a helpless child anymore. I can defend myself if I'm wrong, and I wasn't wrong. When the horrible things that happened, it wasn't my fault. And that has been such a frustrating thought to deal with because a lot of other things throughout my life weren't my fault. I didn't need to constantly be afraid of so many people, but I was. And it's such a difficult time. Getting better and healing from your trauma, it's such a ride because I'm feeling so many things. First of all, I feel stupid because damn, I made so many decisions out of fear when I didn't even have to be afraid. I feel angry at a lot of people. I feel disappointed by a lot of people because I should have been blaming them, but I blamed myself. And I had so much guilt built up from so many things that I didn't even need to feel guilty for. Too many things happening at once. This is a very overwhelming time of my life, but this is the most transformative and reforming part of my life. Ever since I've realized that I don't have to be afraid of people's reactions to me, I want to do so much more. If I have to do it just for myself and my own pleasure, and not out of being afraid, what do I like to do? I don't know. I don't know. I'm ashamed, scared, and nervous about being myself. And at first it was a really scary thought that like, damn, I lived my whole life for everyone else and I know nothing about myself now. But now it's a really exciting thought that like, hey, I finally realized, and it's like a second chance at life. I get to learn myself all over again. I get to learn who I am when I'm not afraid. I didn't know that people's resting state wasn't being scared because my resting state was anxious. My resting state was just paranoid. I've been that way my whole life, and now that I don't have to be that, it's so exciting. I like going out now. It's so fun to me. I like going to the gym. I don't hate big crowds. I don't feel nervous when everyone is looking at me because I know they're not looking because they're angry, baby girl. They're looking in admiration. Know that. But it's just this whole new world of things that I want to try now, and I'm gonna make so many more beautiful memories because I deserve them and I allow myself to. And to anyone else, healing from childhood trauma, it's really scary and it's really difficult and it's such a bumpy ride. One day you feel happy, one day you feel miserable, one day you forgive everyone, the next day you're just mad at everyone and you want to yell at everyone for ruining your life. But it is what it is. You're gonna get better, and I'm so proud of you for realizing and trying and getting help. And I hope so deeply that me talking about this has helped someone out there who's feeling crazy not feel crazy anymore. Whatever's done is done. I can't go back in time and change my life, but I can go forward from here and make better decisions, make happier decisions, and have just quality time in my life. And that's really exciting. And I'm so excited to see where I go in life. Thank you. Bye.